Welcome back, listeners. It's your girl Lee Morales here, and welcome to a new episode of Small Talk, Big Action with Lee Morales. If you're looking for a podcast to feel like your friend is with you, support, and community, look no further. Small Talk, Big Action with Lee Morales has you covered. I guide with meditation and then help you with tips to resolve any conflict that you may be having that interferes with you reaching your highest potential. Together, we can do that. And together, we can live our best lives. Welcome to Small Talk, Big Action with Lee Morales. Today, we look around, we look forward to our blessings, and we have open hearts to change in positive directions. We are looking towards our next big step. Today, we are accepting of the things that we cannot change. We receive our new blessings. We are grateful for the things that are happening. We are grateful for our opportunity, and we give thanks. Today, we are learning to accept. In, breathe out. You are now meditating with Lee. Hey listeners, it's your girl Lee Morales here, and today's episode is called Let That Hurt Go. For me, I have reviewed, evaluated my past. For some reason, this summer is approaching, and I'm looking forward to being in my soft girl era. I'm sorry. I'm not looking to be outside. I'm looking to be inside and working on my internal and external. For sure, I know that a lot of things could have gone in a more positive route, but some things in life you just can't help. Some things have to happen to show you what you need to focus on. With that, I wanted to name this podcast Let That Hurt Go, because sometimes the simple thing of letting something that interfered with your plans, hurt your feelings, or anything that impacted or influenced you in a negative way, you have to release that in order to accept your new blessings and opportunities, and for it to fall down on you in abundance. I know not getting our way sometimes can be very frustrating. It could happen in relationships, careers, and in life. Unfortunately, we can't always have an amazing, perfect day and have it our way all of the time. So I bet sometimes you think to yourself when you're reflecting, why can't things just go right for a change? Why can't I have more supportive friends? Why haven't I found my significant other to support me and coach me through this? Why haven't I had a dream job? Why haven't I started to receive my blessings? Sometimes you need to reflect and question the reasonings why you're not receiving, so you can go back and just reevaluate how things have happened. How did you receive your blessings previously in the past? How were you in other relationships? Were you the problem? Sometimes you have to step back and really think about those things so you can move forward and release that hurt. During this time of reflection, you may feel rejected, and it's okay. But the best part about rejection is knowing that they missed out on you. You are the prize. That can go in your career, that can go in relationships and friendships, as well as any other opportunities that you were rejected, because at least you tried. When you're feeling rejected, I want you to do one thing. Accept those emotions. Accept what follows behind rejection and start planning. Feel your emotions and then you can release it. If you hold on to the negativity, if you hold on to the hurt, you are blocking your blessings. You're blocking new opportunity, because sometimes when you are faced with rejection, you decide to give up. There's no reason to give up during this time. You just have to go harder. Work harder work on yourself, and do better going forward. If you don't feel those emotions and you bottle it up inside, you start to just water anger. Think about it like you're planting. You're planting good seeds so they can sprout. But if you are not watering them and instead just saying, why doesn't this seed produce the flower that I need it to be? And you're complaining about how you're watering it every once in a while, but not every day, and it's not growing. Think about that seed as yourself and the actions that you put towards your next step, your next endeavor. If you're not consistent, if you're not constantly watering, if you're not constantly planning, strategizing, writing the things that you want down, then you are blocking your blessings because you have pretty much inhaled those emotions and you digested it, and it's growing deeper and deeper. And so you're holding on to negativity and not releasing it. So right now, breathe in, breathe out, and let the hurt go. Things happen for us or to us, not always to hurt our feelings, but to learn from it. Sometimes you have to keep going without acknowledgement, but take your time to feel what you're going through. Take your time to write how it made you feel. Write it down. Even if you don't have time in that moment, just put it as a note and as a reminder that you have to go back and feel these feelings, feel these emotions, feel what happens to your mental when you are being rejected, when you haven't gotten your way, when you didn't get that job, when you didn't get that opportunity, and you know it was for you. You know you were a good fit. So if you know that, just take the time to feel those emotions that came with that rejection so that you can release it. I personally have come a long way. One of the reasons why I believe that you need to let that hurt go or let that anger go and release the emotions, but also feel them, go through the emotion, but remember to let it go, is because at one point of time, you were happy. At one point in time, things were going exactly how you wanted them to go. But sometimes in life, we are thrown with obstacles and challenges. And in order to face them and be strong, you have to understand what it is that you need to do to move forward and go into a positive direction. So although those things are not going as planned, or you feel rejected, or you feel like you failed, it is shaping you into a better version of yourself. Myself, I was hot tempered, okay? No matter how kind I was, no matter how much I smiled, no matter how much I watered in my relationships, in my professional life, in just social environments, I found that I always got the short end of the stick. One of the reasons why I felt that way, or felt angry, or felt rejected, or felt failure, was because I envisioned that if I pour into these things, that things will always be right. Things will always go where Ashley, myself, wanted them to go. But that's not always the case. So instead of acting like a little child and having a temper tantrum, crying, bed rotting, I decided that I'll give myself an amount of time, whether it be 72 hours, I know that might be a little long, or maybe it'll be a week where I can just feel those emotions. And then in the middle of that week that I give myself, I will start to plan to go into another direction where I can win. But it took that moment of failure, it took that moment of rejection, it took that moment of sadness for me to reevaluate the situation, the circumstance, and the people to see if I was the problem. More times than none, I was the problem. More times than none, it wasn't the people around me. It wasn't the situation. It was what I allowed. And once I started to write things down and write different scenarios, different ways I can approach a situation in a more positive manner, there's no reason to show my card of anger, to show my card of how I feel internally to others. And I learned that not too long ago. But I did notice that once I changed the way that I internalize things and I express to myself, I noticed that when I express myself with a lot of emotion, whether it be irrational or rational, it didn't get received well. But once I started to plan my responses to negativity or plan how I will be around people that I needed to, these were good friends, these were good family. I had to see how I can be in an environment and not internalize and show emotion all the time. Now, there are certain areas of or rooms of opportunity to show your emotion and express yourself, but not all the time. So once I realized that, I started to feel as if I can overcome this emotion and I can take a step back and evaluate and understand how to process things better. But it took a while for me to know that I am in control of my emotion. I am in control of how I approach new things, new ventures. I am in control of how I prepare for an interview, how I prepare to be around a group of people that could put me into rooms of opportunity. I am preparing myself for greatness. Now, I may understand that it isn't an easy task to just be quiet when you feel disrespected or be quiet when you feel negative emotions. I know that this is not going to be easy, but allow yourself to be silent in the moment so you can process what just happened. Even if you have to write a note in your phone about why you felt the way you did, do that because you're helping yourself prepare for the next time. And although you need to probably come back to that situation to address it, you are taking time for yourself to understand why you felt those emotions, why you felt disrespected, or why you felt rejection and failure. You always need to come back into yourself and ask yourself why. Why did I feel this way? Now I'm learning how to, instead of processing it like, why did this just happen to me? Why did it happen to me? I say, how did I get myself in this situation? How did I get myself into a scenario where I don't feel accepted, approved, successful? What is it that I did to get myself in this situation? So instead of receiving it as if it happened to us, receive it as, how did I get here? How can I not put myself in these situations, circumstances again? Or how can I better prepare to be in a circumstance or situation where I needed to exhibit success, I needed to exhibit good qualities, and I did not? What was another way to approach that situation? That can be for a job interview, that can be in a room of opportunity, that can be in any showcase of yourself. But understand that it didn't happen to you. You are there. You are experiencing it. How can you experience it in another light that leads into positivity? Tips for the next time you are experiencing this emotion and you need to let go of the hurt. Allow time to reflect. Allow time to write notes. Allow time to write your emotions. Meditate in that. Release it as you're breathing in and out. And remember that you are in control of the circumstances, situations that you place yourself in, but you're in control of your emotions. You are in control of how you respond. So when you know this and you're secure about it, you can move forward in a different approach, in a different way. Therefore, you did not fail. You did not get rejected. It just was not for you. And your next best opportunity is right ahead of you. You just have to remain calm and just know that it is coming. Success is coming. Happiness is there. Joy is there. But if you're one of those people that need to process your emotions, allow time to do so, but don't sit in that emotion. Release it and let it go. One of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou is do the best you can until you can do better. When you know better, do better. That quote helps me release hurt, release negativity, and continue to do better and strive for greatness when I have learned that I can. When I've learned that the opportunity is there for me to change the direction of any circumstances, situations, or outcomes, I am in control of learning how to do better, and so are you. So I wish you the best of luck on letting that hurt go. I know it's a process, but please endure it. Please learn from your mistakes in your past so you can move forward and strive for greatness. Until next time, here's to small talk, big action with